Good evening. Welcome to this special broadcast where I am coming to you live from in front of the Bihar Legislative Assembly. It's a battle for this place. 243 seats in Bihar will go to polls over the next 12 days, starting on 6th and 11th. Today was the day when the Battle of Bihar truly, actually we can say, has heated up. The Prime Minister was in Samastipur. The significance of that place cannot be missed, viewers. It is the hometown of Jannayak Karpuri Thakur. Remember that public meeting coming a day after Tejasvi Yadav-led Mahagathbandhan announced the name of Mukesh Sahni as the Deputy Chief Minister's candidate. So certainly today was the big message coming in for the EBC voters. It's the fight for the EBC voters which has now started in battleground Bihar. Who will really have an upper hand on that count? Today was also the day when Tejasvi Yadav was campaigning along with other Mahagathbandhan partners, sending a message of unity after weeks of confusion that played within the Mahagathbandhan. Joining me on this special broadcast here at the Bihar Assembly is, I'm going to begin with Sajjan Kumar, political analyst. Joining me right here, we have Utpal Vallabh of the RJD, Gyan Ranjan of the Congress. On my left, Mahesh Das of the JDU and Manish from the BJP. Before I bring in the guests, let's listen in to what the Prime Minister said today.
A day after the Mahagathbandhan made a bold move announcing Mukesh Sahni as its Deputy Chief Minister face, the political battle in Bihar has reached a fever pitch. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched his campaign from Samastipur, paying homage to the first EBC Chief Minister Karpuri Thakur. At Karpuri Gram, Thakur's birthplace, Modi met the socialist leader's family, toured a model hut depicting his struggles. In his speech at a rally, the Prime Minister warned that the Congress was attempting to steal the legacy of the revered Jannayak.
अब ये चोरी की इनकी आदत ऐसी है कि अब जननायक की उपाधि की चोरी में जुटे हैं। बिहार के लोग जननायक कर्पूरी बाबू का ये अपमान कभी नहीं सहेंगे।
So why do the extremely backward classes or the EBCs matter in Bihar? EBCs consist of 125 castes and make up 36% of Bihar's total population. The EBCs are capable of swinging key constituencies in Mithila, Magad and Simanchal. Analysts point out that while the EBC community has historically backed Nitish Kumar, their fragmented votes makes them unpredictable. Meanwhile, Tejasvi Yadav yet again questioned who would lead Bihar if the NDA wins, claiming Nitish Kumar might not become the chief minister.
अब जब चुनाव हो जाएगा तो विधायक लोग तय करेगा कि मुख्यमंत्री का चेहरा कौन होगा। यानी एक बात तो तय है, नीतीश कुमार जी को अमित शाह और भाजपा के लोग दोबारा मुख्यमंत्री बनाने नहीं जा रहे।
Prime Minister Modi on Friday reaffirmed that NDA will get a historic mandate this time under Nitish's leadership.
इस बार बिहार में भी नीतीश बाबू के नेतृत्व में एनडीए जीत के अपने पुराने सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ने वाला है।
Amid the differences and drama in the Mahagathbandhan, Congress has claimed that Sahni would not be the sole Deputy Chief Minister if the opposition alliance comes to power, asserting that the party would also make its Deputy Chief Minister.
Mukesh Sahni would be one of the Deputy Chief Ministers. We will have Deputy Chief Ministers from the Congress, there is no doubt about that. It's just that we will wait until after the elections before we decide who it is going to be.
With alliances clashing and Bihar's decisive EBC vote bank in play, the stage is set for an electrifying electoral showdown. With Maria Shakil in Patna, Bureau Report, India Today.
So who has an upper hand in this battle for Bihar? Before I bring in the politicians and expect the expected replies, let me bring in Sajjan. Sajjan, the message is that the EBCs matter. This is an election which is being fought now for the EBCs of Bihar, the 36% EBC population, which is the deciding vote bank in this election. Sajjan, so where do you place your bet right now as we look at elections just a few days from now?
Yes, look, from the EBC's vantage point, when we talk about EBCs, we should remember that there are around 125 to 130 castes scattered across Bihar. And certainly individually they do not matter, but their social location as located into among the dominant communities, dominant caste, wherein they do not express their preference as vocally as the dominant caste and people from within those communities speak. So therefore their silence many a times also has to be read, right? So that is why when you look from EBC's vantage point, overwhelmingly what you find, do you see that they have a sense of fatigue vis-a-vis Nitish Kumar? To some extent, maybe, right? But the another necessary condition is, do they want Nitish out and do they want Tejaswi in? And therein we see that they still have their trust, with Nitish Kumar. They are not yet willing to cross the Rubicon and pose their trust in Tejaswi Yadav. And that is why I think that overwhelming number of OBCs, because of their material scheme-centric benefit and law and order relative plank, they are likely to stand and endorse Nitish Kumar and certainly NDA.
So, is there a sense now that the Prime Minister's presence in Samastipur was a clear answer now that as far as the backward classes in Bihar are concerned, it is the JDU which has made that effort in reaching out to this class, particularly to ensure that they get the benefits of the state. So, क्या ये माना जाए कि प्रधानमंत्री ने समस्तीपुर से रैली की शुरुआत करके पूरी कैंपेन की शुरुआत करके ये मैसेज दे दिया है?
देखिए, बिहार में कुछ दिन पहले एक टाइटल चोर आए थे, तो ये मैसेज देना बहुत जरूरी था कि बिहार में और देश में एक ही जननायक है, वो जननायक भारत रत्न कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी हैं। और जहां तक बात है, आप ईबीसी की बात कर रहे हैं, ईबीसी जब आदरणीय नीतीश कुमार जी ने 2005 में बिहार की सत्ता संभाली, तो 2006 में जो पंचायती राज व्यवस्था में आरक्षण दिया, उसमें 50% महिलाओं के लिए और 20% ईबीसी कम्युनिटी को दे करके उनको राजनीतिक रूप से सशक्त करने का काम किया है। और नीतीश जी ने जब से सत्ता संभाला है बिहार का, चाहे वो ईबीसी हो, ओबीसी हो, अपर क्लास हो या फिर महिलाएं हो या माइनॉरिटी हो, सभी के साथ उन्होंने एक नारा दिया कि न्याय के साथ विकास और मेरा परिवार पूरा बिहार। इसलिए नीतीश जी ने किसी भी कम्युनिटी के साथ भेदभाव नहीं किया है, वो सभी कम्युनिटी के साथ बराबर उन्होंने काम किया है, चाहे वो हिंदू हो, मुस्लिम हो, सिख हो, ईसाई हो, सभी लोगों के साथ उन्होंने जो काम किया है, इस आधार पे आदरणीय नीतीश कुमार जी को पूरे बिहार की जनता पसंद करती है। और 2025 का जो चुनाव है, इस चुनाव में बिहार की जनता ने संकल्प ले लिया है कि आदरणीय नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व में तो फिर से बिहार में सरकार बनाना।
Then the question is, then what is really the purpose of this announcement? Will you be able to ensure that it trickles down? Or is the announcement of a potential EBC Deputy Chief Minister coming too late?
See, it's never too late in the politics. What believes is that we have already started the campaign since February only. And you just come to know that we became the voice of voiceless here in Bihar. What we did, we had addressed the issue of the people of Bihar, and they are fighting this time. I mind you, I am repeating this word, that the Bihar is going to fight for their right, their basic right of education and the right of medical issues. If for everything they have to run away from the Bihar to other cities like the capital, India capital, Delhi. So what we have seen that we have moved across the Bihar, we have you have addressed the issue of the people, and we came to know that what are the things. That's why That's India Gathbandhan has bring that EBC Sankalp Patra, and it is being majorly discussed among the political parties.
So let's talk about the EBC Sankalp Patra. Unko mic dijiye. If the India Gathbandhan or Mahagathbandhan in Bihar is coming up with a decisive roadmap for the EBCs, don't you feel that that can put you on the back foot? All this messaging is all right. You know, you can say that you have an OBC Chief Minister in Nitish Kumar. The Prime Minister himself is from the OBC community. But when it is about the extreme backward classes, in the context of Bihar, they have more representation than the OBCs.
Good evening to you and all my co-panelists. I think this question doesn't come up because the first person who really, or the organization and the party which really looked at EBC as a separate group that needed to be empowered, that was BJP and JDU. Otherwise, during what I call Toot Bandhan, because it is no more a Gat Bandhan, they are fighting against each other, they are fighting with each other. It was never the case. It was only when this NDA government came is when people started looking at these castes and they understood that they were really, not so empowered politically as well as economically, and therefore the schemes that were made were tailor-made for them, and that is how you now see that they have been able to reach the levels at which they should have been, at par with the rest of the people.
But what about political representation?
See, there has been a massive political representation. People were talking about Mr. Sahni. Well, we have in BJP 3 very prominent leaders who are Sahni. And in JDU also, one of the ministers
any of
is
them
Mr.
deputy
Sahni.
chief ministers?
See, let's understand that when it comes to deputy chief minister, it's a non-constitutional post, right?
Okay.
It is only
so you are offering a non-constitutional post to a...
Yeah, it is never in the constitution also. It's just a signal,
okay.
right?
So it's essentially symbolism, it is non-constitutional post. उसका कोई महत्व नहीं है.
देखिए, ये जो बात कह रहे हैं, रियली इसका कोई मतलब भी नहीं बनता है. मैं पूछता हूं कि डिप्टी सीएम के तौर पे आदरणीय तेजस्वी जी भी यहाँ रह चुके हैं, लेकिन जब सरकार बदली, नीतीश कुमार जी ही मुख्यमंत्री थे, तो क्या क्या वो किए जो भाजपा के साथ नहीं किए? तो जो सरकार और सत्ता में जिनकी समर्थन होती है, जिनकी संख्या होती है, वो मुख्यमंत्री से वो करवाते हैं. हम लोगों ने ये जातीय जनगणना करवाया, और आपको मालूम होगा, आज ईबीसी पे बात कर रहे हैं, जननायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी के ही नेतृत्व में पहली बार बिहार में आरक्षण 26% सबसे ज्यादा उस समय लागू किया गया था. और अति पिछड़ा और पिछड़ा ये वर्गीकरण सिर्फ बिहार स्टेट में है, ये केंद्रीय लेवल पे नहीं है. तो बिहार में अति पिछड़ा और पिछड़ा का जो ये वर्गीकरण है, उस हिसाब से अति पिछड़ा को ज्यादा हक हुकूक मिले, इसके लिए हमारी सरकार जातीय जनगणना करवाई. नीतीश जी भी साथ में थे, और जातीय जनगणना के आधार पर बढ़ी हुई आरक्षण के मांग को 9वीं अनुसूचित में डालने की मांग आदरणीय तेजस्वी जी नीतीश जी के नेतृत्व में किए थे. और आप देखिए कि प्रधानमंत्री जी उन मांग को नहीं मांगे.
Let's look at the candidates. You know, Sajjan, you would have studied the overall, candidates coming in from various castes.
Yeah.
So let's look at that now. Mahagathbandhan versus NDA. Who do you think has given more tickets to the EBCs?
Oh, certainly. You see, JDU and RJD first. So, JDU out of 101 seats has given around 22 EBCs, right? Which is 22% or something. If you take that in RJD, out of 143, they have given around 21. It may be one or two.
So, it's roughly the same.
No, but it's out of 143, the ratio comes down.
That's right.
Right? So,
Finally,
in terms of EBC representation, RJD lags behind JDU. Then you say BJP this time has given around 15 EBCs out of 101. In percentage-wise, it's closer to RJD. So in terms of EBC, RJD and BJP in percentage are at par with each other. But Nitish Kumar still shines ahead. So in terms of the representativeness, relatedness.
So then in that case,
Nitish is still ahead.
So in that case, Nitish Kumar will be seen to be more sincere than the Mahagathbandhan when it is about giving tickets, fielding those from the EBC community. Nitish Kumar led JDU has done that more. Now the question is about what has been asked by Tejasvi Yadav, that Nitish Kumar is not being treated well within the NDA and he has not been announced as the chief ministerial face. That in case if the NDA forms the government, नीतीश कुमार मुख्यमंत्री नहीं होंगे?
देखिए, ये जैसे सूरज का उगना तय है ना, वैसे ही नीतीश कुमार जी को मुख्यमंत्री बिहार का बनना तय है। ये लोग जिस तरीके से ईबीसी पे बात कर रहे हैं, ईबीसी के नायक जननायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी को अपमान करने वाले लोग कौन हैं? वही कांग्रेस के और वही आरजेडी के लोग हैं। जब जननायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी जब बिहार विधान परिषद में आना चाहते थे, बिहार विधान परिषद के उपाध्यक्ष शिवानंद पासवान जी ने कहा, जब कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी ने उनसे आग्रह किया था तो उनके जीप में तेल नहीं थी, तो लालू प्रसाद यादव जी को उन्होंने फोन करके कहा कि मेरी जीप में तेल नहीं है, तो उन्होंने कहा कि आप गाड़ी क्यों नहीं खरीद लेते हैं, तो इतना दिन आप मुख्यमंत्री रहे हैं। लेकिन जननायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी का अगर कोई विरासत को बिहार में इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहा है तो उसका नाम है आदरणीय नीतीश कुमार जी। नीतीश कुमार जी ने ही, आपको शायद नहीं पता होगा, मंडल कमीशन के रिपोर्ट में भी लालू प्रसाद यादव जी ईबीसी का कोई कैटेगरी नहीं डालना चाहते थे, लेकिन नीतीश कुमार जी के जिद के कारण उनको बिहार में कैटेगराइज करना पड़ा। और आदरणीय नीतीश जी ने जिस तरीके से सोशली, पॉलिटिकली और इकोनॉमिकली जिस तरीके से एम्पावर किया है,
बैकवर्ड क्लासेस विद इन द ओबीसी was a constituency created by Nitish?
Yes, precisely. It was a constituency created by Karpuri Thakur based on Mungeri Lal Commission, nurtured and consolidated by Nitish Kumar in 1990s.
Yes, please pass on the mic. Yes.
In fact, today also, if you see Prime Minister's speech, what he said in Samastipur, उन्होंने बड़ा क्लियर किया कि नीतीश जी के लीडरशिप में ये चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, तो ये दैट क्वेश्चन नाउ, अब तो ये बिल्कुल क्वेश्चन ही नहीं रह जाता है। उन्होंने बहुत क्लियर कर दिया इस बार कि उन्हीं के नेतृत्व में हम लोग लड़ रहे हैं और वही चीफ मिनिस्टर होंगे।
Well, it is very sad to tell again and again that they are saying that the Nitish Kumar will lead the Gathbandhan. That is the same thing happened in the Maharashtra, and you see what is the result of Shinde ji. So these people are, they say, now have declared the face of the Mahagathbandhan as a CM face. Where is the NDA CM face? And now you're talking about the EBC. What EBC you're talking about? The Jan Kapuri Nayak Thakur, when he has a majority of the government, only 22 months he has run, and who has let down that government? That Jan Sangh and this party have been taken out the majority, and the government has been collapsed. And these people are talking about the respect given to the Jan Kapuri Thakur. I again repeat that these people are not ever supported the EBC.
But one moment. One moment. Gyan Ranjan ji. My question is simple. That you were in power for close to 7 decades.
Yeah.
Did you ensure that Jan Nayak gets a Bharat Ratna?
See, this is what I'm trying to say here. See, when the country got independence, 1947, what do we have? We have the main focus, how the Bihar moves. And that's the second. I'm telling you. I'm coming to the point.
Doesn't hold at all.
No,
you
what
were
is
in
required
power
there?
No, you were in power for 6 decades.
Let me give you the answer. Let me give you the answer. Let me give you the answer. Please allow me to speak at least. See, what is required that time? When our India got freedom, this Bihar itself has got the 5th Emission Commission and raised the industrialization policy. This Bihar was 27% sugar factories, sugar cane production was giving. That you are focusing on the empowerment and economic growth of the Bihar, and that to lead to the country. Even the Home Minister, Sardar Patel has, please don't disturb me, please behave. So the Sardar Patel declared clearly that the Bihar is one of the growing state and very ahead in the country. What happened? And these people only blame things. Do you know the actual basic? The same thing happened in the 1990 when there was the BP Singh government, when they declared the Mandal Commission, that this RSS has people has and BJP has taken the majority from that support from the government, and government toppled down. They are never doing that, and they only make false promises.
You have not answered my question.
See, I answered that.
If it is about the fight for Karpuri Thakur's legacy,
see, it is never too late for anything. We have supported it, and we are proud of it that Karpuri Thakur has done a lot of things from where all the parties are now focusing on their views and ideology.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
In fact, Jan Nayak का नाम भी वो लोग चुरा रहे हैं. मतलब राहुल गांधी को भी जन नायक बोल रहे हैं, तो टाइटल चोर भी हैं. They do not have any locus standi when they talk about it. See, look at the comparison. You are comparing Nitish ji with a family which is known as a Nepo family and a corrupt family. Recently, he was, 2 cases have been put against him, and you are comparing, this Gathbandhan with NDA government with a track record of Nitish ji and BJP. See, I can give you one small data, so you will get shocked. From 1980 to 1990, Bihar's per capita income was 10,000. That was constant during Congress regime. Then from 1990 to 2005, it came down to 7,000. And then in 2000, grandly, it became 12,000. From 2005 to 2025, from that 12,000, this is 66,000. That is the legacy, broken Bihar.
Manish ji, you know, the problem is that all of you keep talking about these numbers, which technically make no sense in the context of Bihar, because Bihar has to grow in comparison to other states.
I humbly disagree with you on that.
Other states have grown and developed at a much faster pace. Bihar has not. No, sir. I will not give you any reason for giving me a data which is completely skewed.
No.
Don't give me data which is completely skewed.
This
Pass on the
is
mic
not
to
the
him.
right kind of assessment from yours.
I'm making the right assessment.
No, it's a wrong assessment. You
अगर जीरो से वन पे पहुंचा रहे हैं और आप लोग बार-बार वन की कंपैरिजन कर रहे हैं.
आप पिछली बार तमिलनाडु के बाद बिहार was second in GDSP. What kind of data you are giving? That's very false.
Go ahead.
And very unfair on your part.
One moment.
For last 5 years, Bihar has been in top 4.
Yes, very good, sir. Multidimensional poverty. Multidimensional poverty.
GDSP, we can talk about that.
Multidimensional poverty. Other social parameters.
And then you are talking about
other social parameters.
Other social parameters also Bihar is doing pretty well. I think that requires a different debate on that.
Absolutely.
So please do not give that kind of data.
Absolutely.
It is not expected from you.
Absolutely farcical argument.
No, it is not farcical. I think you have lacked understanding when it comes to economic data.
My question is that yesterday came the announcement of course, Mukesh Sahni as the Deputy Chief Ministerial face. Now Tejasvi Yadav today has announced that there will be 2 more Deputy Chief Ministers. Is there a sense within the Mahagathbandhan that this announcement could impact only a very small percentage within the extreme backward classes? Because the Mallas and the Nishads are just 2.5 to 3% within the 36%. So it will not be like a pan movement. I mean, that will be limited to just that percentage within the larger EBC umbrella.
देखिए, ये बात जो आप कह रही हैं वो महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है कि ये मुकेश साहनी जी मल्लाह जाति से हैं। अगर वैसे आप बात करेंगे तो इस मामले में आपको कर्पूरी जी को नाई जाति और उनकी आबादी के प्रपोर्शनेट में उनको नेता बनाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं है। कर्पूरी जी पूरे बिहार और देश के नेता थे और विशेष तौर पे उन्होंने जो वंचित समाज है उनके लिए काम किया, इसलिए हम लोग उनको मानते हैं। सामाजिक न्याय की अवधारणा पे वो चले थे। तो कर्पूरी जी को आप इस आधार पर तो कर्पूरी जी को नाई का नेता कहेंगे, मैं नहीं मानता हूँ कि ये गलत होगा। और बता रहा हूँ कि चूंकि ईबीसी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, ये राजनीतिक भागीदारी की बात है। लेकिन जहां तक सामाजिक भागीदारी की बात है तो जो लोग कह रहे हैं, मैं तो एक बार फिर वही बात रिपीट करता हूं कि सामाजिक भागीदारी उन समाज को आप शैक्षणिक तौर पे भागीदारी देना होगा, आर्थिक तौर पे भागीदारी देना होगा और राजनीतिक तौर पे भागीदारी देना होगा। अब ये कौन इनके खिलाफ है? जब मैं कह रहा हूं कि बढ़ी हुई आरक्षण की मांग, जातीय जनगणना के आधार पर बढ़ी हुई आरक्षण की मांग का क्यों नहीं आप मान लेते हैं, जिससे ईबीसी बड़े पैमाने पे है यहाँ पे, उन सारे ईबीसी के लोगों को मिलेगा। एक और मैं सवाल करना चाहता हूं, 2005 में नीतीश कुमार जी मुख्यमंत्री बनते हैं। अभी जातीय जनगणना के आधार पर जो रिपोर्ट आया है उसमें ईबीसी के बच्चे महज 11% जो मैट्रिक पास कर सके हैं। मैट्रिक पास जो अभी बच्चे किए हैं जनगणना के समय में, वो नीतीश कुमार जी के मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद इस बिहार में जन्मे हैं। जो नीतीश कुमार जी के मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद बिहार में जन्मे, इसके लिए भी 70 साल पहले और 15 साल पहले के सरकार के लिए जिम्मेवार ठहराना अब कहां तक उचित है, यह बिहार और देश की जनता तय करेगी। अब ये जो 89% बच्चे जो मैट्रिक नहीं पास कर सके हैं, इसके लिए ये क्या कहेंगे? और उन सारी सुरक्षा को, शैक्षणिक सुरक्षा, आर्थिक सुरक्षा, सामाजिक सुरक्षा प्रदान करने के लिए जो नियम कानून बनाए गए, जो मांग किए गए थे, उस पर क्यों ये लोग चुप्पी साधे हैं? क्यों इनके हकमारी कर रहे हैं? ये सवाल तो देना होगा। सिंबोलिज्म के राजनीति में नहीं चलेगा।
When it is about the real empowerment, giving them the power of pen, that is education, they have been deprived.
ये तो आप तय कर लीजिए कि जिस इनके समय में कितना यहाँ का लिटरेसी रेट था और अभी कितना है, इससे स्पष्ट आपको पता चल जाएगा। बिहार में आप हर एक गांव में पहुंच जाइए, वहां आपको स्कूल मिलेगा। हर एक पंचायत में 10+2 तक की व्यवस्था की गई है। इनके समय में चरवाहा विद्यालय खुलवाया जाता था। लालू यादव जी 1995 में नारा दिए थे, पता है क्या दिए थे? हरे जो अभी तेजस्वी यादव कर रहे हैं लालू यादव जी 1995 में जनता दल के नेतृत्व में लालू यादव जी फेस थे सीएम का, उस समय नारा दिया था कि हर एक परिवार को एक नौकरी देंगे और 300 परिवार पे एक अस्पताल की व्यवस्था देंगे और 15 रुपया में धोती साड़ी का व्यवस्था करेंगे। लालू यादव जी सरकार में भी आए और बिहार को जिस तरीके से जंगल राज में धकेल दिया, आपराधिक राज में धकेल दिया, लूट राज में धकेल दिया, जातीय नरसंहार में धकेल दिया, धार्मिक नरसंहार में धकेल दिया, क्या ये लालू यादव जी का सवाल नहीं होना चाहिए? तेजस्वी यादव जी जिस नौकरी की बात करते हैं शायद वो उस नौकरी के पात्रता भी है उनके पास क्या?
This is the problem. When it comes to the EBC and OBC, these people speak, this is the language. Why they have a stomach ache? When they are saying the Charvah Vidyalaya, because they understand the language, they're the basic comfort they are trying to give, because they do not have money to eat and earn. That's why they see. Listen, I see. मैंने आपको नहीं टोका था महेश जी. Please, महेश, क्या कर रहे हैं महेश जी? आपको मैंने नहीं टोका था. See, this is the basic difference between their BJP and NDA spokesperson. When they get up on the back foot, they will not allow to speak, and this is the basic DNA of their NDA. They will not allow to speak this. This is not happening here only, even in the house. See, what is happening? This is the question of empowerment of EBC on the economic ground. That's why. अरे 50 साल के बाद याद है, what you doing? See, the reservation they claim that they have made the EBC. It was declared by the Rabri Devi government, and this Nitish Kumar has pulled the support from that side. That's why they didn't lagu that time. See, I can tell you this is the ground fact.
I'm not going to go back in
so
time.
this is what I'm saying, Maria ji. This is Maria ji. Let me complete one
में आप लोग रिपोर्ट नहीं भेज पाते थे.
See, Maria ji, why I countered because they are claiming different false allegation here. That's why I brought this in the figure. Let me complete about the EBC Sankalp. See, Mahesh ji, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? See, this EBC Sankalp, that is what we have fought. We have seen that what is basic minimum requirement of the EBC. So this is what you're doing, man.
रुक जाइए, please.
See, this is what the basic Sankalp, what you have done. We are giving the reservation to the EBC section of people, to the student for in the private school. We are trying to empower them economically by giving 50% reservation in government contracts up to 25 crore. We are making new commission to take care of their welfare activities. And not only that, I might remember, apart from anything they happen, they are saying that, they are saying, oh listen, they are saying that Deputy Chief Minister post is unconstitutional. Then why the two Deputy CM are in NDA? Why there are two Deputy CM are in NDA?
Okay, let's pass on the mic now. Let's pass on the mic. One moment. You will not outshout each other. That's not how debates are conducted here. Sajjan, the question is, what was said by Mr. Utpal here, that late Karpuri Thakur came from the Barber community, and the Barbers again are a very small, minuscule, perhaps less than the Nishads.
Less than Nishads,
and
less
then
than
he
1%.
became the face of the entire EBC mobilization in Bihar.
Yes, precisely.
If that is the case, then why shouldn't we also assume, based on the history, that this could be the turning point in Bihar elections? With the announcement of Mukesh Sahni.
Let's see the context. You know, when Karpuri Thakur was projecting himself under the leadership of Lohia, Karpuri Thakur did not, projected himself as the son of Barber or son of the Nai, right? He was projecting himself as the leader of the Pichras, Sansopa ne bandhi gaat, pichde paave 100 mein 60 out of 100. That was Karpuri Thakur. So his projection of his image was not. Now, how Mukesh Sahni has been projecting himself since 2015 and before that? Son of Mallas. Did you ever see Mukesh Sahni ever trying to reach out to non-Mallas EBCs that I represent also other EBCs? No, right? So his caste belongs to EBC.
But Sajjan, let me ask a counter then. So if it is not about non-Malla EBCs, is there a party then in Bihar which is of specific EBCs? Because there are 125 castes.
Yes. So see, in Bihar, either you have national party or you have regional party wherein you see the dominance of particular caste, right?
That's right.
Now, why EBC's political and social location is important? Because they are minuscule caste individually, therefore they cannot have a caste party, right? And that is why these are unanchored caste from caste vantage point. Unanchored means they do not have a caste leader, right? So that is why they would also go by a leader and a party who they see economically relatively better and in terms of law and order who gives them a sense of security, right? So that is why EBCs cannot have a party, because when you have caste as the anchor of the party, regional party. That is not the privilege they are enjoying in Bihar.
Okay. Yes, please, go ahead.
Term, we had 2 EBCs, deputy chief ministers from BJP.
That's
so
right.
it is not as if for the first time an EBC.
One moment, one moment.
No.
One moment, let him finish his point.
You need to understand in what context I was telling you that. So EBC empowerment has been done by this NDA government for a long period of time. It is only that when it has become now politically important and they are losing elections, they have lost trust of EBC for last 15-20 years. See, it is not only about political and economic empowerment. What RJD workers have done at the ground level is something to be seen and believed. They are very fearful of that. See, Jungle Raj has not been said just like that. They were the ones who were mostly targeted by RJD workers and their goons. And that is how this has happened. And which is why EBCs never deviated towards Mahagathbandhan, because it is not only about economic. See, the political empowerment, economic empowerment, all of these have been given by NDA. And therefore, absolutely, even among Mallas, see, if Mukesh Sahni was so important, why did he lose his own election last time? He lost his election, right? So if it is so it is not as if he is the sole leader of Mallas. There are so many people, Sahnis out here, and we have, JDU has so many leaders who have influence all throughout Bihar. He has influence, we have to admit, but few constituencies in North Bihar and nothing beyond that.
So it's very driven by certain pockets, and this is largely the riverine districts, which is called, which is
like sending a message also.
Sitamarhi. No, I agree, it sends a message. But perhaps it's coming too late. That's also a question that is coming in now.
Maria ji, one question I'm trying to ask there. Right now, they have said that when you are offering the deputy CM post, they said that it is unconstitutional. When they give, it is a constitutional. When you do the same thing, it becomes. Please, I didn't disturb you, man. So when it becomes unconstitutional, this is very funny and very sarcastic. This is what is the nature and of DNA of BJP, and they are talking about Gunda Raj. I would like to give you an exact figure. During 90 to 2005. During 90 to 2005, listen. During 1990 to 2005, the migration was only around 20,000. And if you look at the migration of the government data of Bihar and central government, it is 3 crore. Then which time you want to qualify? Which is the Jungle Raj? Which is Palayan Raj? What are the
But then the question is, and this is a question to all the politicians here. You're talking about EBCs, you're talking about who is the chief ministerial face. But why are you not then talking about migration?
Yeah, I'm talking about the only
I am on ground for the last few days. One thing which is certainly there, and it's a palpable sentiment, is that none of the politicians,
believe
one
me,
moment,
give me,
none of the politicians are talking about migration. It's an important issue.
Listen, I give you example. From day one, India Gathbandhan, the Congress party itself has started the Yatra Palayan Roko Naukri Do. This is very evident. It's the only Congress party from the road hitting the street to the southern. We are talking about the migration, and we are totally developing those to stop that. That's why you are offering the job. Because one last line. We India Gathbandhan believe that we are born here, will become our birthplace here. कर्म भूमि भी यहाँ बनाएंगे, जन्म भूमि भी यही है, तो कर्म भूमि भी यही रहेगा.
कितना आप लोग करेंगे? चलिए आगे बताइए.
देखिए, जहाँ तक आप माइग्रेशन की बात कर रहे हैं रोकने की, तो आप पता पहले करें कि माइग्रेट करते क्यों हैं. शिक्षा के लिए माइग्रेट कर रहे हैं, कोटा और दिल्ली और जैसे जगहों पे, स्वास्थ्य सेवा के लिए माइग्रेट कर रहे हैं, नौकरी के लिए कर रहे हैं. जो बड़ा माइग्रेशन है, कोई बड़े शहर और अच्छे शहरों के चकाचौंध में रहने के लिए माइग्रेशन बिहार से नहीं है. तो इस पर सबसे ज्यादा हमारे नेता बात कर रहे हैं रोजगार पे, शिक्षा पे, और यहाँ तक हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि कोटा जैसी जो संस्थान है, वो ऐसी संस्थान को सरकारी सहायता से हम बिहार में लाएंगे, ताकि बच्चे बाहर नहीं जाएं इसके लिए, और उनके गार्जियन और अभिभावक पे पैसे और खर्च भी पड़े. तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते हैं कि माइग्रेशन पे सबसे ज्यादा बात आज के डेट में आदरणीय तेजस्वी जी और महागठबंधन कर रही है. रही बात अभी कर रहे थे ये जातीय स्मिता और नेता पे, तो मैं कह रहा हूं कि जितने भी यहाँ पे एनडीए में नेता हैं, वो दलित उत्पीड़न पे कोई सवाल नहीं उठाते हैं. स्वयं अपने बच्चे, अपने पुतों, अपना घर, अपने सब. आप देख लीजिए सबसे ज्यादा परिवार से कौन घटक लोग टिकट दे रहे हैं. परिवारवाद की बात अभी इन्होंने उठाया था, ये सवाल इनसे कर लीजिए. दूसरी बात एससी एक्ट से एनडीए जब हटाया गया, खत्म किया गया, तो एनडीए गठबंधन के कितने दलित नेता इसके खिलाफ में सरकार से सवाल किए. तो मुद्दा ये नहीं है, मुद्दा ये नहीं है कि आप दलित चेहरा सिर्फ विधायक मंत्री के लिए खड़ा करते हैं. मुद्दा ये है कि वो समाज सोसाइटी के लिए
आज के समय में मैं बता रहा हूँ,
उनके मेरी इस सरकार में सबसे अधिक शिक्षा बजट जिस बिहार में है उसका मंत्री दलित है, ग्रामीण कार्य का मंत्री दलित है, मत निषेध का मंत्री दलित है। आपने क्या किया है भाई, ये बता दीजिए। आपके समय में तो 118 दलितों का नरसंहार होता था भाई। लक्ष्मणपुर बातें याद है। आईएएस की पत्नी चंपा विश्वास और शिल्पी गौतम जैसी लोग तो जब इन लोगों इनके आरजेडी के गुर्गे उन पे अत्याचार करता था तो एफआईआर तक नहीं करा पाती थी। ये बात करते हैं माइग्रेशन पे, ये बात करते हैं इनके आतंक राज के कारण बिहार से लोग माइग्रेट किए हैं।
3 करोड़ लोग हैं।
Please pass on the mic to the BJP spokesperson. Thank you.
देखिए, the real issue is the face of Nitish Kumar vis-a-vis the face of Tejaswi Yadav.
Yeah, real issue.
Now, Tejaswi Yadav is a symbol of corruption. Tejaswi Yadav is a symbol of organized crime during RJD rule. Tejaswi Yadav is a symbol of nepotism, and it is also a symbol of anarchy during 15 years. Even during 22 months when he was the deputy chief minister, his record was very bad. He was not going to any of his ministries, and there was nothing which he did which was meaningful. This track record is known to the people of Bihar.
I must tell you that in those 17 months, also was the period when Bihar
under leadership of Nitish Kumar.
Yes, but he ensured that because
no, he did not ensure.
It was his. It was his promise.
No, it was not his promise. It was said like that.
Sajjan, my question is, if the fight in this election, which was not there in 2020 or in 2015, is for the extreme backward classes, because other caste blocks are more or less clear, right? So it's very clear that where will the Yadavs go, where will the Muslims go, where will non-Yadav OBCs parked, where are they parked, and even where the upper caste are parked. It's only these EBCs which can shift.
Yes. Precisely, and because EBCs are unanchored communities wherein they do not have a caste leader overwhelmingly, and that is why their criterion is to see the material benefit and law and order, right? So we have EBCs and women as the X factor of this election, one going by the caste identity, other going by the scheme-centric identity, and collectively if you see that despite their fatigue and continuity with the familiar, almost stagnant power equation, they still are not willing to abandon Nitish and trust and endorse Tejaswi, right?
Why do you say that?
Precisely because it's not Tejaswi, it's the fear of the memory, right? And also many a times when you go into the field, they will say when there is just a possibility or probability of Tejaswi returning to power, their support base have started creating a noise that seems intimidating. So perhaps this is the right time that the opposition, particularly Tejaswi.
Are you then saying that the fear among the EBCs is similar to the fear among the non-Yadav OBCs?
No, non-Yadav EBCs are the rival, they are assertive, they are dominant, they just want to replace Y with K, Kushwaha, Kurmij, etc. Upper caste resent the replacement, but EBCs are afraid, of the change. Even if they want, they do not have the confidence to trust the leader because their support base on the ground start creating a noise, that intimates them and they go back, right? So that's about the social psychology of the EBCs.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast, and thank you for participating in this conversation. And earlier today, I spoke to a girl who is running a cafe in Patna. There is another woman running her own venture which flies drones. These are the faces of aspiration. These are the faces of New Bihar as we talk about it, because they are looking at shaping their own destiny. Student of my college, that is Patna Women's College, is running this restaurant in Patna. A number of women-run restaurants have come up across Patna. So, Jyoti, what is this ikigai that I'm seeing on all the tables? And this Japanese secret to a long and happy life, is that the reason why you started this cafe?
This is something, a concept which is, with the ikigai, ikigai itself means passion. And people, if they don't, I think there should be a connect. If people don't connect to each other and don't come out with freedom, I mean, one should liberate, one should feel that something which is coming from inside should reach to the other. So we came up to this cafe concept where we thought that we should make it a book cafe where we will be doing the book discussion. Ikigai is one of them.
And that's the inspiration for this cafe because it is called Liberate Bites. So what all do you serve here?
Now we are only serving some drink and snacks and some bakery.
Okay, so let's have a chat now and then we'll perhaps also have some food. Come, let's chat. So Jyoti has brought matcha to Patna. Jyoti, a lot of experiments are being done by girls here, women here. I mean, all of you are very accomplished women.
Yes, see, we thought that there should be some uniqueness to the concept. So, coming back to the food, we thought that there's a high lot of competition in eateries and in everything. So, we thought that we should bring something unique and different to people and to especially to youth who are so much into viral and trends these days. They always focus on what is trending and what is viral. So at least keeping in mind, we thought let's do something.
Since we are in the middle of an election season, let's talk politics. And let's talk about choices of women voters. So what are the women voters thinking, Rekha?
Am I supposed to say very, very openly, clearly?
Yes, everything.
See, I think today everybody is very smart, especially if you look at the women and the young girls. So they are quite aware. They know what they want. And they would definitely go for the person who commits to their needs, right? Their safety, security, opportunities, their rights. See, there was a time when right was a very alien word to women. But now everybody, girl, even I work in the rural areas. So when I go there, women talk about that, ye hamara adhikar hai, humko mil nahi raha hai. So I feel very proud and happy at the same time that they talk about these things. And they're very focused and they use their vote actually in the right way. They know who's talking what. That's a very supreme kind of awareness we see everywhere, and I believe they will vote for someone who's really, really talking about their right, their benefit.
Since you are an entrepreneur, is the present government supporting entrepreneurs like you? Because Nitish Kumar also announced that 10,000 rupees for every woman in the household. And if you're able to establish your business, then there'll be a top-up. Do you see these schemes helping women come out and establish something of their own?
Yes, definitely. I think these schemes are making a difference. Like in my family itself, my aunt has started a business and she recently applied for a loan from the government with a very low interest rate. So I think these schemes are definitely helping women to come out from their nutshell where they are not able to, where they don't have enough funds of their own. They are able to get it from the government's help and able to establish a promising business and a promising future for themselves.
What are the issues that will decide the vote of women voters like you? Educated, women voters who live in cities or urban pockets of Bihar?
These days, there has been improvement in education, right? Women are educated and they have become aspirational, right? So one of the very key thing is the opportunity for their career enhancement, the job opportunities. I believe there are very, small issues which are not have been spoken by many political parties. Like, see, if you look at the system right now, you are educating girls, you are making them a dreamer, you are giving them wings through different schemes. And then after graduation, what's happening? They're getting married and you are chopping off their wings.
Despite Jivika
Despite Jivika Didi, right? So that needs a more concentrated, focused effort.
Monitoring is something, right, in bureaucracy that they have to have that hold into bureaucracy. They are introducing policies, they are introducing subsidies and all that, but that's not reaching to the right kind of people. If there's a neta, I'll go to that leader with 4 of my people and he will listen to me. But if I have an issue with bureaucracy, I have an issue with some policy, and I'll go to that bureaucrat, he will not listen to me. that's something Bihar still need to work a lot on, because their attitudes, it is not changing even with the changing government. So we need a change there, a systematic stronghold that will keep them in check, because we are feeling very distant because of it.
Okay, that's a point that has been made by an entrepreneur. What about you?
Even I feel that there's a lot of bureaucracy in India, and at a lot of stages, women entrepreneurs do not get a lot more rights as much as they should. And in terms of women entrepreneurs are always looked down upon as well. Like, people question, oh, you're a woman of such a big business, is that possible? And you know, yeah.
When you leave job, I left my job recently, so they're like, okay, you know, आप तो महिला हैं, आप तो चली जाएंगी ना वापस. You're not serious just because you're a woman. You're not serious about your venture. Yes, absolutely. He's like, आपको पैसे क्यों चाहिए? आप तो चली ही जाएंगी ना, काम नहीं हुआ तो. And like, no, I'm here to stay. I'm here to bring that change. And just because I'm a woman, I'm not backing up. So that's something, that attitude is just very insane to handle.
How are you?
Welcome, welcome.
So tell me about yourself.
Surely.
You know, I am very curious about the startup ecosystem in Bihar now. There are a lot of girls in it as well, right?
We founded this startup like in 2022. So we have a vision that we want to use technology for the betterment of the people.
This is Ratan Tata.
Yes.
I don't believe in taking right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right. Lot of inspirational words.
So we are working on drones, as you can see here. We use it for surveillance. As you know that in Bihar we caught a lot of alcohol and everything. So we use this drone for that. And this is agricultural drone. We are using this for farmers.
So, but how many drones have you sold? This one for surveillance. You know, have you found takers for this one?
Not much अभी के लिए, लेकिन we want कि farmers ये use करें, because this is cost effective. As a farmer or as a normal person, we cannot see like अभी इसको पानी की ज़रूरत है, इसको अभी खाद की ज़रूरत है, या इसको अभी किसी और चीज़ की ज़रूरत है. But this is the thing. It has parameters in this in its software, so that it can analyze कि अभी soil को pesticides की ज़रूरत है.
You started in 2022. In 3 years, how many drones have you sold?
Around 100 to 150 we have sold it in Bihar.
And surveillance wale and this one as well?
Yes, and also delivery drone. This is our like pilot project right now.
Okay.
So we are piloting this in Gorakhpur and in AIIMS Patna. आप इससे deliver कर सकते हैं blood and medicines. It can carry 1 kg, around 700 grams to 1 kg. And
this will be for delivery purpose?
Yes.
Nitika, you know, there's a lot of chatter about, does the government in Bihar support a startup ecosystem? सरकार से कितना सपोर्ट मिला है?
So बिहार गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से हमारे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा सुविधाएं हैं already. They are giving us seed funds as well for 10 lakhs for women. So women entrepreneurs, and I already applied for that, and I'm wondering कि जितनी भी female entrepreneurs हैं उनको ये सब चीज़ें करनी चाहिए, and बिहार सरकार जो है वो बढ़ के आगे हम लोगों को help कर रही है कि आप आगे बढ़ो, especially for women.
Since we are in the middle of the election season, so I will ask that question about who do you think is supporting women entrepreneurs like you?
Okay, so I think our current parties are already supporting us very well, and they are already providing us so much facilities in Bihar, so that women entrepreneurs can do well in their fields. Like us, I never thought that I can do that, but with the help of government, Bihar government, I am doing this.